Everybody wants to have a successful retirement, but don't you also want to make sure that you're spending a lot of the money in the early years, you're having a good time, you're really being able to enjoy retirement? That's what it's for, right? Well, how are you going to make your money last? That's something we talk about here with our clients for Jazz Wealth when we're doing financial planning. If we haven't met, I'm Eric with Jazz Wealth, where we don't just invest your dough, we like to educate you on your dough. And so this is Nest Egg. It's what we go over with clients and being able to really try to help them predict out their retirement. But anybody can run the numbers. We've got to figure out how to make this last. And so I would love to say that if everybody could have an 83% probability of success, you're probably thinking, well, I'm failing. You're really not, because oftentimes what we're looking at with a probability of success is this crazy Monte Carlo analysis. If you haven't seen it before, it's basically showing you, in a sense, world's worst stock market, world's best in finding a median line. And that's what it's looking at. Other advisors look at other alternative investment strategies, such as cash flow analysis, where you can really break down everything and say, okay, how much money are you spending each year? How much is your account growing each year? What they're not accounting for, though, sometimes with that is the ups and downs of the market, and everything instead happens in what you call a linear fashion, or, the same every single year, kind of like Groundhog Day. And so what we're looking at here, though, is the way to extend this. And one trick that you want to think through is nothing more than just what your goals are in retirement. Now, everybody has their retirement expense. Let's say it's $4,000 for this person here, retired Reggie, needing to retire on $4,000 a month. And then he also has his health care. But if we start with the retirement expense, his baseline, then we can figure out, okay, retired Reggie wants to travel. He wants to go. He wants to do. What we could do is talk about the go-go years. The go-go years are years that, really in early retirement years where you can just travel and enjoy. You look at your parents, maybe, your grandparents, whoever that person is that you've seen really start to get older, slow down a bit. That's what we're usually seeing with people as well. And so if that's the case for you, then why not make sure that you're enjoying the retirement years on the early side and then preparing to slow down? So building in the go-go years. $15,000 a year right here for Reggie. And then he has an additional from 71 to 85, 10,000 extra a year that he's spending. But then you know what? At 86 years old Reggie's not going to be doing a whole lot. He's probably hanging out at the house, just kind of taking care of things, maybe having the grandkids, the great grandkids come by and visit. And that's what he's looking at. So that's what we want to look at on that one. So one way to do this is truly just make sure that you're taking your base expenses, figuring in your vacationing, but don't factor that the rest of your life. Oftentimes, you're not going to do that. So make sure you're being realistic with your goals there with that one. The next one is really starting to think through, and this plan may not be specific to this goal, but something that I see so many people mess up, and that's starting to consider your Irma Tax, Roth conversions, Roth and tax strategy. That's going to help you potentially to make your retirement dollars last through retirement. Because what ends up happening here is if you look at this tax chart right here, Reggie's going to have a little bit of an increase at different times, but over here at 75, he's going to have RMDs start, required minimum distributions. And as you can see, his federal tax rate is going to continue to climb during retirement until he passes away. Well, what ends up happening over here is when that happens, old Aunt Irma, I know if you're watching this, I always like to give her a shout out because she gave me that term, but Irma Tax. That's when you're at Medicare age, there's a premium threshold, so a certain amount that you're able to make. If you make over that, then there's an additional Medicare tax. So they're going to tax you for this stuff. So if you're looking here at retired Reggie in 2043, he's going to be over, actually even going back, he's going to be over starting at age 76, he's right on the threshold there. And then moving forward, he's always going to have this additional Irma tax. It's going to get worse and worse each year. So really trying to start to calculate that, get ahead of that to make sure that you're doing the right things with your dough. And the final one, that's tip number 2. The final one is looking at Social Security and considering, you don't have to, but considering taking it later. Social Security is going to pay you out a higher rate if you delay your Social Security. Look right here, increase for the delayed retirement from full retirement age. right here, 8%. You're going to get an 8% compound increase on your Social Security by delaying from age 67 or 67 and a half, whatever your age there is, all the way until age 80. So that's the nice thing there. And then if you're looking here, Social Security has a lot of cool tools that you can play with on their website, ssa.gov. You can find these things and run the numbers for yourself to make sure you're doing the right thing with your dough. But if you're looking here, you can enter your date of birth, and we've got January 1st of 1963. Full retirement age is December 29th for this person. If they decided to take it January of 2025 at age 62, what ends up happening is that they're going to get 70.42% of their primary insurance amount. So let's just say it's $2,000. You're only going to get roughly $1,400. Well, if you bump it up each year, you're going to see that each year you're going to get a little higher payout until you finally meet that 2029 number, and you're going to get 100% of your full retirement here in 12. There we go. And so this is going to give you 100%. But then from there, if you delay it, you're going to get an additional 8% compound on that for every year delay until 70. So those are different ways that you can help to really just keep the retirement dollars, make sure you're going to make it through retirement. If you have questions, you're looking for an advisor, somebody to help you develop a plan like this, consider us. You can go to our website, jazzwealth.com. We'd be happy to help you.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.